Hey my Squidlings, it's Katie here and welcome back to another review and demo video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at this QoR watercolor cold press ground. I actually bought this with my own money, and I've been really interested to kind of see what this does. According to this jar itself, it's like a handmade paper-like surface. You can apply it thickly or thinly and you let it dry. Basically, it's supposed to make whatever surface you put this on, like watercolor paper. One thing I don't think you should probably do is take regular office paper and put this on, because it's like, if I can open it up, it's very thick and papery, I guess. It's kind of like wet paper, I don't know. But you don't want to put it on anything not heavy. I've got a small little canvas here, and I kind of want to test a before and after kind of thing. So I'm gonna like split it off, and half of it's gonna have this on it, and then the other half is going to just be like plain canvas, and I'm gonna watercolor both sides, and then I will do an illustration. But I think it'd be really cool to test that out. There is no swatching because this is white, so I'm just gonna grab a palette knife and I'm gonna spread some of this on half of this canvas, and then I'm gonna let it dry, and we're gonna kind of test the two sides. I sped up the clip, but basically what I'm doing is I just took this out with a palette knife and I spread it out on half of the canvas, and I tried to get it about as smooth as I could. You can make it textured if you'd like, but I just wanted mine to be smooth to get the best effect possible. Alright, so half of this has been, as you can kind of tell, it's really textured. I put the ground on this half, and then this half is just the regular canvas. And I've let it dry. It's probably dried for about an hour now, I'd say. And I'm going to be painting on both sides. I'm just going to be using my koi watercolors, and I'm just going to kind of grab a color. I guess we'll go with this like darkish blue. And first we're going to paint on the canvas side, and as you can kind of tell, it beads up, and I mean, you could probably make this work, but we're gonna go in with a different color, but it's not gonna be the best, if that makes any sense. Let's see, we'll add some violet to it. Maybe we can try to mix these colors. They kind of resist each other almost on this, but I mean, again, there are probably people out there who make gorgeous paintings on canvas, but that's not what the look I'm going for. So now I'm going to take that same dark blue and I'm going to use it on the cold press side, and as you can tell, it does not resist like at all. And then I'm going to take some of that violet and try to mix it. Wow, it mixes really well. So you can kind of tell the difference. I'm going to try some kind of like wet into wet technique. So I got this part of it wet. Gonna grab some blue. I probably have the wrong paint for that because this paint doesn't flow very well. Let me try a different paint. Hold on. Yeah, you can kind of see that it flows a little bit. It's pretty cool, I think. Now, I'm not sure the drying time on that just yet. I will let you guys know in the speed paint part of this, because I am going to actually be painting on this one. I prepared this one as well. This is going to be a full illustration, so but I just wanted to show you the difference between canvas and then this watercolor ground. I definitely think this is really cool if you you're out of paper, or actually you can use this on watercolor paper if it's like not the right texture and you want something more textured. But if you've got canvas and you really want to watercolor on the canvas, I would highly recommend it. But again, I'm going to talk to you further about my experiences with it in the illustration, so let's just go ahead and do that. Now it's time to talk about what I thought about these. So we're going to start by what I'm doing in the video, and currently I am sketching onto the freshly grounded canvas. And one thing I noticed is that any marks I make in pencil, or even these color erase pencils, they actually erase relatively easily. I didn't have any trouble erasing, and I thought that was really nice. I didn't accidentally bring up any of the cold press ground. It stayed pretty well to the canvas, and I was really happy with that. Usually on canvas it's hard for me to erase. So they have three types of grounds. They have your regular watercolor ground, which kind of acts as a hot press, which means it's smooth. Then they have a light dimensional ground, which is a little bit smoother than regular cold press, but it is still considered a cold press, which is textured. And then the cold press ground, which is what I'm using in this video, and it is relatively textured, and that's what I enjoy painting on. It lifts really well. I was super shocked. Every time I tried to lift the wet paint, it just lifted, and if it had dried, I could just wet it and lift it. And it would almost lift completely back to white, like I had never painted on there, so I thought that was really cool. It takes about an hour to dry with a really thin layer. If you have a thicker layer, it'll probably take longer. They recommend that you let it dry for 24 hours, but again, this only dried for like an hour and I had perfect results. So if you get this, just, you know, kind of test it out and see what works for you. I will also have a link in the description below to where you can go check it out and purchase it, and I'll have a link to their website as well. It can be messy though. I ended up having to put down a paper towel, and my hands got really messy, but it kind of dries and it feels like paper stuck on your hand. It adheres to almost any porous or absorbent surface like wood, canvas, paper, illustration board, etc. So basically anything that you can put acrylic paint on, you can put this on. Another thing you can do that I didn't do in the video is you can wet a palette knife and it'll smooth out the surface a little bit, so you won't have to worry if you don't want it as textured, you can smooth it out. It comes in a 237 milliliter jar and there's no smell. As far as a rating is concerned, I'm just gonna give this a 10 out of 10. I loved this. I thought it was amazing. It transforms almost all surfaces to a watercolor surface. It's really easy to apply. Again, it has no smell, and it's honestly, I think it's a great addition to any watercolorist's arsenal of watercolor things. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget, if you want to join our cute little squid pod, you can hit that subscribe button down below to keep updated on new videos, and you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr. All of those social media sites are linked in the video description. And until next time, guys, toodaloo!